Assalamualaikum to all of you parents. A very good evening. I'm Teacher Hidayah here from Genius Young Minds, where we help your child score in math within a very short period of time. Okay, today I'm back with episode 7 for the Score PSLE Math Live Math Tutorial Series. Okay, so for this series itself, I'm going to cover all the 25 must-know PSLE math concept, and today I'm back with one of the must-know or popular PSLE question, as you can see behind here. Alright, it's a very common popular PSLE question which many students are still unable to solve. Why do I know this? Because I've posted this question. I gave this question out to most of my P6 students as a start to see whether they can do this sum, and some of them are still struggling. Not that they are unable to do this sum, it's just that they are unable to identify the concepts behind the sum itself, means the keywords in the sum and how it links to the concept. Alright, for those of you who are watching, do me one favor, please like, love and share this video so that others can be notified and they can benefit from this video as well. Okay, so I'm going to begin today's question. I've posted this question, I think last week, alright, so I think most of you have tried this question. If you have not, just follow through and then see whether you understand and see whether you can apply this question or the concept behind this question for your child. Okay, alright, before we begin any question, we need to read the question once through. Alice, Beam and Jack had some stems. Beam had 500 more stems than Alice. Jack had 3/4 of the number of stems Beam had. After Beam gave 1/4 of his stems to Alice, Alice had 50 more than Jack. How many stems did they have altogether at first? Okay, now we have to identify the keyword. The first step is to identify the main keywords. Alright, so I told parents before and I told my students before, whenever you see the word at first, that's one of the keywords. Can you see? If you see the keyword at first, then you think that this must be a before and after question. For those of you watching, please like, love, share this video so that other parents can benefit as well. Okay, so if you see at first, you must think that this is straight away a before and after question. So if this is a before and after question, we have 4 of the before and after concepts. Okay, we have single unchanged, difference unchanged, total unchanged, and all changing quantity. Alright, so once you have those 4, now we zoom into either one of them. How and why? Alright, because we need to know the concept, then we can apply the concepts behind this question effectively. Number 1 means you already solve half the problem. You know what is this. Just have picked up all the other clues to solve the question. Okay, so now we know that this is a before and after question. We have to find out what kind of before and after question is this. Right, so let's read on to find more clues. They had some stems. They had some stems there. We do not know exactly how much stems they have at first. Beam had 500 more stems than Alice. They are comparing. Beam had 500 more than Alice. Comparing between Beam and Alice. That's the first comparison. Right? Jack had 3/4 of the number of stems Beam had. Again, they are comparing. But in this comparison, they are comparing the units. What units? Where are the units? Here's the unit. You have 3 units here and 4 units here. Alright, so Jack had 3/4 of the number of stems Beam had. So which means Jack have 3 units. And then Beam, this is Beam, have 4 units. Okay? I put a BY. Then after being gave, this gave means something happened in the question. Alright, so being gave, this is a change, gave 1/4 of his stems to Alice. Again, this is 1 unit, this is 4 unit. This is what being have. Being, can you see? Being have. This is what he gave away, 1 unit. He gave away to Alice, means Alice get 1 unit from Beam. I'm putting all the information there first, so it's easier for your children to see later on. Alright, so before that, you know that this is actually our before. This is the before units. We know Jack beam before. Alright, we know before also information that beam have 500 more than Alice. That's all. We do not know the units yet. So I have the before, I have the change. Okay? And then Alice had 50 more than Jack. Which means after this change, this is my after. What happened? Alice had 50 more than, now comparing between Alice and Jack. So you see this question, there are 3 people. And they are comparing between one another. But the change is between each other. If you see properly, Beam gave to Alice. There are 3 students, right? There are 3 children, Alice, Beam, and Jack. Alright, so the stems are from Beam, and then he gave it to Alice. So this is actually an internal transfer. In other words, this is total unchanged concept, which means the total before and the total after remains the same. Clear? Okay. Again, for those of you who are watching, please like, love, share this video so that other parents and students can benefit as well. Thank you so much. Okay. Now, how many stems did they have all together at first? Which means I want to know the before and their total before. This is what I want. Alright, the keywords are, we know that they are comparing. The first one, Beam had 500 more than Alice. We are comparing between Alice and Beam, the more. And then of the number, we are comparing between the units between Jack and Beam for the before. Then the give, Beam gave 1 unit to Alice. This is the change. And I know that this is at first, means this is a before and after question. Alright. Okay, so now we have already identified the B, the C, and the A from my question here. Okay, we have the B, the C, and the A. Now let's establish how many units each person have in each box. So which means I need to draw out the box. Okay, for this question, this is a total unchanged question, but they are actually comparing between one another. So this is also a comparison more question. Okay, but I'm going to solve this question using units method. Use units only. Okay, I'm not going to draw the model. Okay, because if you draw a model, if you do not know how to draw your model correctly, alright, students usually struggle to do that and they will get the rest of the sum wrong. So why not just zoom into what is given from the question and just write out the units, write out the information given from the question, right? This is something they know already, right? They know how to use the units. They know what the units are from here. Just take it out and then write it out again to see so that they can compare. This is what the question is all about, comparison more. Okay, so this is nothing new. Unit methods is not something new. They have been using this in school, because in school if they draw their model, if they use whatever method, also if they use their equation and so on, it will end up with 1 unit equal to something. This is what this question is trying to tell you as well. Okay, nothing new. I'm just going to rewrite all the information into the box, which tells me my before, my change, and my after units or the values given in the question. Alright, here's how it looked like. Since it's comparison more, okay, we're going to start with what I give. What I am given there. Okay, we have beam, then we have more. Okay, because of the more, and then I'm comparing between Alice, and then I know Alice got compared with Jack later on. There's more. Okay, so I have Jack, and then I will put in the more later on for Jack. So this is how the table is going to look like. Okay, then we put our B before, change, after. Then we draw back our box. So we have the before, change, after. Okay, this is how my box look like. I'm going to fill it up. Okay, very easy. Okay, we go line by line. Let's start. We start with the before row. This is called row, this is called column, the row. So before beam. Do I know how many units? I do not know, but I know 500 more, which means the more for beam is 500. Okay, Alright? Now, let's move on to before Alice. Do I know anything about Alice at first? Nothing yet. Okay, let's go down to the second one. We know that this before. Jack had 3/4 of the number of stamps Beam had, which means 4 units is Beam. So here is 4 units. So if Beam is 4 units with 500 more, Alice, which they are comparing the first line, is actually 4 units. Okay, now we go back here. We have Jack had 3. So this is 3 units. Okay, out of 4, the number of stamps Beam had. Clear? 3 out of 4 means 3 belongs to Jack, 4 belongs to Beam. But you see Beam have more here. Can you see the 500 more? So Jack must also have some of this more. Where do I get that thing? 3/4 of the number of stamps Beam had. Which means 3/4 of the 500. This will give me 375. This will go inside here. So I put 375. Okay? Alright? Now, let's go on to the next line. The after Beam gave. Can you see gave? Gave is a change. Change. Beam gave. So minus 1 unit. Give to who? To Alice. Alice is plus 1 unit. But the more must come along. So 1 unit. 1/4 of 500. Or this is actually 4 units. I need to find 1 unit. Alright? So this is actually 1/4 times 500 equals to 1 to 5. So this one is minus 1 to 5. Okay? So if this is minus 1 to 5, here we plus 1 to 5. Why? If you're not clear, this 1 unit is given to Alice. The 1 to 5 is also given to Alice. Can see? Okay? Alright, now we go down, we go to the after row. Alright, since we have all the information, let's go down to the after row. So Beam at first have 4, then minus 1, because he gave to Alice, becomes 3 units. The more column for Beam, 500 minus 1 to 5 becomes 375. Alice had 4 units, but given extra 1 unit from Beam becomes 5 units. Then the 1 to 5 follow through. This one, nothing change, so just copy down. This is my final row, okay? So which means I have established this. I have identified how many units each person have in each box. Have already. Okay, now we have to establish that the after row difference of Alice and Jack is 50. Why? Let's look at this sentence. Alice, the after row, this is after. Alice had 50 more than Jack. So we are going to focus Alice, Jack. The more will be included. Okay, so let's focus on that. So which means Alice and Jack. The 5 unit difference, and these 3 units, if I minus, I get 5 unit minus 3 unit equals to 2 units. Get it? Okay. Now, difference, okay. I take this and this, I minus, I will get 375 minus 125, I get 250. Okay, 250. Correct. Okay, so now, what are we going to do? I know that the difference between these two is actually, can see? Cannot see. The arrow, okay, so we go up here. The difference between these two is actually 50. Difference between these two. Okay, so what are we going to do? I'm going to rewrite the information here since this is too low. Okay, so we have 2 unit minus 250 equals 250. So 2 units equal to 50 plus 250 equals to 300. So 1 unit is 150. Do I stop there? I don't stop there. How many stamps did they have all together at first? I want their at first. Okay, which means I want their before. Okay, total before. So I want this, this to be added together. Plus, equal to 4 plus 3 equals to 11 unit. Then you plus 500. And then you plus 375. So we're going to solve that. Since I know 1 unit is 150, since I know that, we're going to take 11 unit is equal to 150 times 11 equal to 1650. Then I don't stop there. 1650 plus 500 plus 375. I will get 2525. And this is my answer. Okay, here. Hi Akmal. Okay Akmal, this is one of the questions which I want you to try out at home. Okay, I want you to go back to the video from the start, see the question again. I want you to try one more time, follow through this video Akmal. Okay, alright, for the rest of the parents also, please try out this question. This is a very common, popular, must know and will come out question for PSLE. Okay, and what I'm just using the unitary method, which in the end, if you draw out your model, you are going to end up using the unit method as well. Okay, so but if your child is drawing the model and he or she can understand what he draw and he can solve from the model, good. Okay, just take note whether they are able to get the information of such 1 unit is 150, whether they get to this step. This is the important steps. Okay, all right. The before part on how they get to that part, it's up to them. Some of them might use unit method this way, some of them use model, some of them even just list down and they can compare already. Different students, they do problem sums differently. Celebrate that, okay? I know it's weird that they do not use maybe what their teacher teach in school, do not follow exactly how I teach here, but they have the basics. They know what units are. They know how to derive through the units for each of the question. And they know what this question is trying to tell them. Most importantly, they must know that this is a before and after question. So they must know in their brain, I must know what is the before, what happened in between, and what is the after result. Very important. That is the most important keyword. That's okay. Alright, then identify these 3 things is also important. But how they display the information, it's up to individual. As long as they get to the correct steps, the methods, you will be given the method marks accordingly. I can assure that. Okay. Okay, parents, PSLE parents, let me tell you, let me be frank with you. We have about 62 days to PSLE math exam. Shocking, yes. The days will get lesser, we'll be counting down to PSLE math exam. But if your child is still struggling in math and then problem sums as such is the issue, they couldn't solve this kind of sum, or maybe the simpler problem sums, then you might have to do something. Not might have, you have to do something really, because this is the last stretch. Okay, and I do have students who are able to buck up during these last few weeks before PSLE, even 6 days. Just 6 days, within 6 days, you can see the difference in them already via my program. Especially so for the PSLE Intensive Math Mastery. This is a 6 consecutive Sunday program, which is starting on 12th of August. You still have time to register. Okay, so for this program especially, right, this is the one that helped to boost many students at the last minute. It doesn't matter whether your child is still failing, have been failing badly, still stuck at a certain level, means pass, but stuck at a grade C or stuck at grade B. This program is for your child. Alright, so I'm going to cover all the master problem sums that will appear, that will come up for PSLE math exam. Alright, so you need more information, you can just WhatsApp me at 9109-8564. Or if you prefer private one-to-one PSLE coaching, I have brand new slots for August. Okay, private one-to-one PSLE coaching, I have brand new slots taught by myself. You can also WhatsApp me at the same number. But for those of you who have quite a tight budget and you have a very, very busy or tight schedule for your child, means you're always very packed with tuitions and so forth, like supplementary and stuff, you prefer flexible classes, then it will be the speed PSLE class. Alright, with that, they can actually rectify all their weaknesses, their questions with me, okay, but in a smaller group setting. Okay, so parents, if you have any questions, anything pertaining to question like as such, any concepts, any of my programs, all right, why not SMS and WhatsApp me at 91098564. Okay, remember to try out this question. Remember to like, love, and share this video so that other parents out there can benefit and their child can also get to learn this question and the concepts behind it. Okay, alright. So these have been Teacher Hidayah from Genius Young Minds, where we help your child score in math within a very short period of time. Alright, okay, have a great weekday night. Okay, have a great rest. And I'll see you soon with the next question. Goodbye.